All right, I would like to introduce you guys to a guy named NakeyJakey. Have you guys ever heard of this YouTuber before?
Yes, very familiar with
Yes.
him.
Oh yeah, you are. What do you know about him?
He when I used to follow him a few years back, he was this very funny guy. He'd sit on like one of those yoga balls, and he'd have a intentionally shitty green screen about him, and he would make these kind of video game essays, pretty insightful and also very humorous. And then it seemed like he wanted to try to do a music career or something like that. But his game essays were always a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is him kind of sitting on the yoga ball like you talked about. He's pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
Pretty funny guy. He has a couple million subscribers. He's definitely grown quite a bit. Well, apparently he's doing some streaming now. And GTA 6 was brought up, and I was very intrigued by his take here. NakeyJakey, who, yes, there is immense irony in what his name is and what he's about to say, says that he doesn't want to see GTA 5's sense of humor in GTA 6.
GTA 6.
Here we go. And of course, because why would this work when I pull it up? Because of course.
GTA 6.
For the love of God. Blabs, I'm sitting
Same sense of humor as 5 and 4. I think that the writing and the story of 4 had its moments and 5 sometimes, but I feel like it leaned too far into the like very 2000s pee poo shit piss Americans, or like, oh, this, every bit on the radio, which like was very funny at the time. That I mean I love those games, but if you go back and play them, I think that's some of the stuff that doesn't age as well, where it kind of just feels very like juvenile. But more so that I feel like doing that kind of stuff kind of got in the way of them telling a really compelling story, because when you got rid of it in Red Dead Redemption 1 or Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like, ooh, I know Dan Houser isn't at Rockstar anymore, but it's like those are super well written, well acted games. Like if Rockstar wants to, they can make a really compelling, like well acted, well presented story. And so I think seeing bits of that in GTA 5 and especially 4, I would hope that they would be okay committing a little bit more to that. Like, hey, let's actually get kind of serious.
Okay. So the thought process that once again, NakeyJakey wants the games to be more serious than the humorous juvenile tone of GTA 4 and 5. Salty, did you play any Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4?
I played all of them. I played the top-down 2D.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't. Hey, every single GTA game up to this point, which has allowed us to make this game, has been juvenile. Let's deviate from that. He's a lesbian. And he's a dumb lesbian, and he wants to drive the brand off a cliff.
I think the top comment below that I think nails this here. This is from Royce Lopez. Says, so let's stop what's worked for many years and make it the biggest selling game in generations, because quote stuff didn't age well. Age fine. Like the last GTA came out 14 years ago, 15 years ago at this point.
Something around that, yeah.
So NakeyJakey has also aged 14 or 15 years at this point. So I feel like that's kind of, for lack of a better word, dumb to think that
cake.
Yes, yeah, he needs to figure out which cake he has, the striped cake or the rainbow cake. Yeah, but it just seems like a really silly thing. Like if you have something that works, and I think comparing GTA to Red Dead, two totally different things. That type of humor, that potty humor, didn't exist in that time period. It wasn't like people were walking around the old West going like pee pee and poo poo, ha ha ha. I mean, they may have been, but it's not really well documented or chronicled. I'm sure people loved dick jokes back then just as much as we do now, but at the same time, it wasn't as prevalent as part of culture. So I think maybe that's why you didn't see that stuff in Red Dead, and you had a little more serious. But today, like everybody loves dick jokes. Everybody loves a guy getting hit in the balls. Like that stuff is timeless, which is why I think you'll see it in GTA 6, probably, maybe, hopefully.
Did you see somebody did a breakdown of why GTA 6 is going to fail, and they got a picture of all of the people at Rockstar, whatever division they're making GTA, and it's all fat lesbians. They all have purple hair, and the guy goes, "Listen, I know it's going to look great, and there's alligators and all that." He goes, but here's who's making this game right now. Everybody who made GTA 1, GTA 2, GTA London, GTA all the way up the thing, they're all gone. They've left, and the place has now been taken over by libs.
So I'm going to come in with an alternate take. Well, I mean, Odyssey 9.5 talking now. I understand what he's saying, and I actually agree with him. But wait. But I would never do it. Right. So GTA was always a farcical lampoon of culture. It was always that. That's what it was. In the same way, like RoboCop was a lampoon of the culture in the 80s, and where that and the trajectory they thought that maybe it was going to go into. So it was farcical by its own nature. That's what it's supposed to be. I prefer the 1989 direction of Batman, for instance. But that's not who Batman was. Batman was not as silly as the 60s version of Batman, but still more colorful and things like that. But I think a lot of us probably prefer the darker toned Batman to the point that that's not all we get fed. It's the same thing here, right? He's growing up and he's maturing. He's seen what Rocksteady is it Rockstar? I'm sorry,
Rockstar,
is capable of, and he would like to see that tone mature with him. I agree. I would love to see that too. But if I was the head of that studio, I would never allow it. I would say no. Instead, we actually have to lean harder, because right now, culturally, there is so much to lampoon. The question is, are they going to lampoon it? They will not. I bet you everything. They will not lampoon transgendered stuff and the LGBTQ stuff and all the insane politics that are going out now and chopping your dick off. They're not going to do any of that. And that's why, in my opinion, they're going to fail. If they leaned the right way and they went, nope, we're gonna show you the world on steroids and make fun of that and give you a sandbox to play in that and cause some anarchy into that culture, which is what GTA was always about. That's what they need to do, but they're not going to. So I understand where he's coming from. I can relate to that, but I think it's a mistake to want that for everybody else. I think you're supposed to deliver the GTA experience. Save that for the Red Dead Redemptions and what other new property you want to make. This is not the place to do it.
Yeah, I think Satire has been a part of GTA since GTA started. Yeah. You know, and if they remove that, like that all of a sudden GTA doesn't become GTA. It's not GTA at all, right? It's kind of like South Park. South Park is a satirical show. It's supposed to be. You know, it's just a matter of what they choose to lampoon on a day-to-day basis. Right now, they have their eyes on Orange Guy, right? But they've made fun of all sorts of different topics. I do not have trust that Rockstar will do what you're talking about here, Phoenix. I do agree that there is an element of, like, I wish the game would grow with us, but I think it'll grow not from a maturity standpoint, because you're already supposed to be an adult when you play it, but from a technological standpoint, I think the game will grow obviously leaps and bounds. You know, it's going to be light years ahead of what GTA 5 was. I just think it's funny that a guy is asking for a more mature game when his name is NakeyJakey. It just, you know, just one of those funny things. But
this is why I have no interest in this new GTA. It's because unless I'll wait for the reviews and all that other stuff, and maybe I'm wrong, but I really actually think that this is not going to be what GTA is supposed to be, and that's what I'm kind of saying here. Like, if GTA was GTA of old, they would be making fun of all those things on both sides. They would have made fun of everybody, but they're not going to. And I'm sure there's an agenda, and I'm sure there's a message. And so GTA still fails on whatever they're going to deliver. I bet you. I cannot see this thing as anything other than progressive, quote unquote progressive.
Salty, do you have any interest in the new GTA 6 that's coming out later this year?
No. And I agree with Phoenix 100%. But people are going to misinterpret they're gonna look at dollar sales and they're gonna go, see, it didn't fail. It's gonna make $1 billion. This game is going to sell a shit ton of copies. The question is, will the next GTA 7 sell more copies than GTA 6? And I don't think that it will. I think that the people who have inherited Rockstar at this point fundamentally don't understand what created that building, and they won't be respectful, and it'll turn into a lecture. GTA 6, again, it's going to sell a lot. It's going to be the biggest selling GTA game. It's going to dwarf sales. And if your metric of winning is number of sales, congratulations, you're going to win. I don't fucking care, by the way, because I'm not part of. This has no bearing on me. I'm interested in the future and how things work out in the Captain Marvel made $1 billion. All right, where's that franchise at? Where's that? I mean,
that's a perfect example. Yeah,
this is how this works. GTA 6 is going to make a $1 billion. The people like me who bought all of these, invested in GTA 1 multiple times, by the way. I bought it on the PlayStation. I bought it on everything. We're going to be, and we'll move on to something else. And it's not a winner. We don't give a fuck. we don't spend all day. We don't define ourselves by the money making output of Rockstar. You dumb libs who do, by the way, your next game will sell less, I imagine, just looking at the people who are running it these days.
Well, to kind of put this in perspective, GTA 5, you want to play the total revenue game for GTA 5 since it was first released in 2013? Blabs, how much do you think GTA 5 has generated since it was released 13 years ago?
Oh, it's gotta be in the billions at this point, I'd say. Maybe like 2 billion?
Okay. Phoenix?
5 billion.
5 billion. Salty?
Dude, I'm completely out of my element. I'm hearing billions. I'm sitting there going, that thing made billions of dollars.
GTA 5, since its release?
15, I don't know.
Salty, GTA 5 has generated nearly $10 billion in lifetime revenue since its September 2013 release.
That's wild.
GTA 6 is estimated to sell between 3.3 and 5.2 billion dollars in global sales in its first week alone.
Yeah, no, it's gonna do fantastically well. There's no doubt about that. And listen, the next one, if you've got this thing to this point, this franchise to the point where it's making billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, they've got a lot of runway to run this fucking thing off a cliff. But these people will run this off the cliff. They've done it with they've done it with the Star Wars franchise. You got guaranteed money printers out there that these people have done this to. They don't. So when GTA 3 came out, I'm that old. There were people trying to stop this game, and they sounded like this fucking dude over here. It needs to be way more mature. Oh my God, there's prostitutes in this game. Wait till you find out what we can do to them prostitutes. Oh my God, the Jack Murphys. I think I got that name right. Jack Murphys of the world wanted to stop the game. Well, now you've got people who grew up on the game going in that direction, saying you need to change what you did with this franchise. You need to alter the direction of this franchise. Well, that will kill the franchise over time. Not with this, by the way.
Sure.
It'll make a lot of money.
To me, the biggest shame of this whole thing is that this could have been the cultural moment, like real cultural shift moment. If GTA would stick to GTA, and you can do funny things at a gay parade, and I'm not saying what I want to say here, right? You can do all sorts of things. You can mess with transgender, all that stuff. If you could do all that and you make fun of all sides, that's cultural healing right there. Boom, it would be solved, because no amount of boycotts from that group would stop the sales of GTA 6. It wouldn't. So that would be it. you've now put your stake in there, like culture healed, moving forward. We're not taking ourselves seriously in any direction. No one is safe from us. We're going to lampoon everything. Man, this would be a very different decade coming ahead. Sadly, I do not see that happening. I see it as a step backwards.
Just to put a pin in this, because Salty, I know you got to get out of here in just a minute, but I wanted to showcase some of these GTA numbers. I love looking at video game sales figures. I love it. I don't know why. I'm a giant freaking nerd. This courtesy of Grok right here. GTA 1 sold between 3 and 6 million copies. GTA 2 actually sold less, 1.5 to 2 million copies. GTA 3 sold 14.5 million copies. Vice Cities, 7 million. I'm going to scroll up slow here because
I'm surprised. I thought Vice would have been better. Huh? Interesting.
GTA 4, 25 to 28 million. How many copies do you think GTA 5 sold?
Oh, we could do that if we did the math right.
Yeah. 80 billion divided by $49.
Roughly 230 million copies of GTA 5.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I wonder what that jump was. I bet you the jump was there online.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
that had to be it.
Because it wasn't just the $60 per game. It was the $60 per game, then GTA Online, then the shark cards, then the whatever that you buy to get your digital currency. And that's how you generate $10 billion over the course of, it was still making like $500 million a year last year. And the game's been, 13 years old. So the question, they are totally thinking through all that. They thought through that long ago, how GTA 6 is going to be generating billions of dollars, hopefully, and they're thinking annually, for the next decade. So,
yeah,
all right.
I'd be interested in, is that a publicly traded company? So their metric for success will be very interesting because the bar is fucking high. So people are going to be like, oh, see, take that, you chuds. It made $1 billion in the first week. Yeah, but I mean, they've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into this game over 13 years. When it comes to fundamental economics and returns on investment, there's a whole lot of ingredients baked into this cake. And I'm curious to what Rockstar's internal numbers would be for success, and whether it reaches that. Their internal numbers will be interesting. And good luck to them. I'm not out there hoping that the game sucks. I'm not out there hoping that you don't get another GTA 7. I want good games out there, and I want people who make good games financially benefiting from it. I'm looking at that parking lot photo of those fucking fat chicks, and I'm sitting there going, you guys are going to ruin Elder Scrolls 2, aren't you? You fucking con.
Oh, yeah. That's doomed.